John here. It's Sunday, 13th of April 2025. I want to finish off the video that I was making for Gregory Cook, the man who's hell raising Ngāpuhi at the moment, and I want to put the record straight about what he's imposter doing to hijack the Confederation of the United Tribes flag of King William IV, 1834-1835 jurisdiction, by putting it on the hill of a private property belonging to Eamon High and her family up there in Kawakawa on Pakaru Road. And I want to let you know I have a police complaint against Gregory Cook and his whole team of Home Guard Global and his Honour Guard there in that shed that he's got hold up on that property, and the flag was flying up on a hill there as the Marae's authority, Waikare Marae authority, and the permission of Wirimu Heihe from the area of Ngāti Rahiri there, and that area where he's living, a long way from Waikare Marae, which is more or less in line with Opua, and straight across on closer to the seaside. And I put a map there on my Facebook site where it is in relation to Pakaru Road at the beginning of the Metal Road, there with the Tahsil, and there's a big barn where they are, and he's staying in there with the girl, the young girl there. That's Eamon High, and her lesbian partner, Carleen Hiriora, and she, Eamon High, has mucked around with the threesome with Gregory Cook, and he's screwed her to make a baby, and they were going to be king and queen of Ngāpuhi and king and queen of, it looks like, the flag to go around the world, and using that flag for his own means of overpowering women, that they have a complaint to the police as well as me, and lots of abuse, abuse on the old people, and even on Waitangi Day, 6th of February 2025, he was brandishing the sword of Queen Elizabeth II and her name on the sword, as he's using that authority to threaten and kill anybody and cut their head off like he did with me. And that video I made of him and his recording is going to the police now, and I will tell Ngāpuhi that is not the Ngāpuhi I've been brought up with over 50 years. And when he said he's done all the research, and in his recording to me by my mobile phone, he says he has followed me as my understudy, is untrue. That's a lie, and he's making things up as he goes along. And he says he's been on Marae. He's never been on any Marae, even with Ken Brown on his Marae there, just up the road from that Marae. And he's never been there with Ken, and I've been to Ken's Marae there in that area. And Ken Brown, I recognise him as being with me all the way through the years, and no Gregory Cook. So Gregory Cook is using Tamati Wakanene as one of the 13 chiefs that gives them the right of whakapapa to Tamati Wakanene, which transliterated means Thomas Walker, European or English man, a Pākehā alongside Sir Geoffrey Palmer, the ex-Prime Minister of New Zealand, that he was a pōmare, as transliterated to mean Palmer, to be the first Englishman dressed up as a Maori to sell the first Maori land, was native land then, but they could put the Maori name in the Wikipedia and all the history, changed native into Maori as if they were living in 1834 and 1820 to 1823 to 1830. There was Maori according to the government in New Zealand, but not according to the British Crown in Westminster. They had never heard of Maori until 1945, the war period, and the Home Guard of the East Cape. And Greg says he had a Home Guard. There's no Home Guard I can see of him and his people there where he is on the hill of the Pākehā woman, Hai. The surname Hai, H-I-G-H, and his new partner that he's got pregnant and making her his queen and him a king with a Queen Elizabeth sword as his weapon to cut your head off if you don't listen. And he has threatened me with his sword not to come north of Auckland into Taitaikoro area. Well, I'm not going to listen to him, and I'll go up there whenever I want to because I've been doing that for years, and no cook will tell me not to go up there. And he was the one that told me, put the camera away in front of the taumata, and he was brandishing the sword around them and threatening them, and they did nothing about it. And then he threatened me with the sword to cut my head off and bury me deep. You can hear it in the recording I filmed, so you can see for yourself and the people watching around the world, watching me perform and watching him perform, a cook that was murdered when he came here in Gisborne, and here the same cook sperm is doing the same thing, threatening anybody that didn't listen to him. And why didn't he do that when I first went to the place in Kororareka, that what's that place again? That point over there, that he should have said that over there to me, not now, a long time afterwards. And Tāpeke Point, that's what I'm trying to find. Tāpeke Point, that's where he practices going left, right, up and down the paddock with all those people he forced to follow him, and they got sacked. He sacked the people that he was training. That is a bad example for Ngāpuhi. You don't want that fellow there. It's up to you, because I want you to throw him back in the sea where he comes from and leave the oysters behind, then go back to England, because he's naughty, he's unruly, he's lawless, he got no law but a sword. The sword doesn't work in peace and love and harmony. He's causing loss, harm and injury to his own people, especially women, that he's gone and bullied and kicked out and put a court-martial law on them. Where did he get his certificate from to pass that order from a navy? You see, that's only for navy, a martial law. You can't put a martial law on any civilian. It is forbidden to do that in British Crown law. You know, his espionage, his treason, his genocide, his everything that you wouldn't want anywhere on your land. Okay? Now, because he's going to threaten me if I come up there, over the Bombay Hill and there, in the northern area, well, I'll have people around me to make sure I get there. Okay? And then I'll come and I can tell you on your Waikare Marae and Waikare Marae that I've been going to all the maraes up there, or most of them, in Ngāpuhi, and they know me very well. They don't know him because he's a dark horse. He's the Satan of the black line on the flag that's acting out of order, disorder, disharmony, unrest, violence, and threats. You can hear it in his voice. It's not good for peace and love and harmony that is wanting for the people in New Zealand. Okay? He can go back to England and behave himself, or go back to Australia. That's where he comes from, New South Wales, and the prison convicts come from there, like Eddie Mitchell and Alfred Mitchell. They are forbidden to come into this court and challenge me because they've got a bond on their head of 1 trillion Moai pound notes, or Patterson pound note, the two-bar patented pound note by William III. That's Jack Liam, the descendant bloodline, Royal Dutch Protestant land founding of New Zealand, and the contract with him and his ancestor, King William III of Orange. Okay? The 1694 Bank of England Act, 1694 Pound Note, two-bar Pound Note Act, and the 1689 Bill of Rights Act and the 1689 Constitution Act. And there, I'm saying to Ngāpuhi and to you, Wiremu-Hei-Hei, I pointed you there because Kingi pointed to me to here to go to Westminster, and don't come back until I got the money. Well, I got the money, and a Maori pinched it in Hamilton, and that's why I'm having these court hearings. I'm stacking all the court hearings up, especially the video affidavits and the written affidavits as well. I'm just writing a complaint to the police in up north, and tell them that you have somebody that needs locking up, Greg Cook. Okay, he needs locking up, and even Kate Floss, she says that Tamati Wakanene is her tupuna. I'm telling her that Gregory Cook is doing the same thing, and she says, no, not him, not a cook. That's Kate Floss saying something about the same tupuna for her whakapapa. She's in Thailand and never to come back here because she said it's back to front and everything's going wrong, and so she got kicked out, and so she's got a complaint against Gregory Cook as the same descendant of Tamati Wakanene, who is really Thomas Walker, and as a nanny. A nanny is a nanny or kuia, that's old woman, and that's what Greg's going under. Woman. Queen Elizabeth II, woman. And Queen Victoria, woman. And all the women are causing all the trouble in New Zealand and the world on maraes in New Zealand. The women are the ones that screwed the title because the Catholic Church joined into the Church of England and stuffed it all up, because that's how it looks from my angle. And so Jack is sorting things out because he's the mortgage king that puts the mortgage on your head, and he's going to go down the council this week coming from tomorrow, and he's going to issue the council, CEO, directors and trustees with his 8-page search and seizure warrant, the same 8-page search and seizure warrant of Donald Trump. And that's what he's doing, going around sweeping all the countries with the admiralty of his king, William III of Orange, Dutch jurisdiction. And so he, under me, and the instructions of the flag up at Waitangi, the 1834 King William IV flag, with the 8-point star of St. Patrick in Ireland, is not Greg Cook. He is a Englishman, a bad one at that, and not an Irishman. He can't talk for that flag as an Irishman. Okay? So the British themselves had got rid of their right to Westminster, and the military and the Black Line of Satan has taken over England, and the Freemasons have taken over as well of the whole world business corporations. Okay, so I've gone and put the Mohi Manukau Freemason certificate and his 33 degree, that's what I'm saying, 33 degree mirror on the 33 degree Masons on top of their head, because they put it on me, I put it on them, because I have John Rogan, the judge, to make the law on the land, the white part of me, and Cosgrove, James Cosgrove, the lawyer, and also in Australia, the Governor General with the brains of law. Okay, those two white men are in me to make decisions of royal family of Wanoa on East Island and Rapanui and Raiatea Island, Taputapu Ate Marae in Raiatea, and also Te Pito at East Cape, where I got kicked off my land by Koheres. That's Te Pito, birth of New Zealand, to Te Pito, East Island, Rapanui, to Mokanui, East Mokanui, New Zealand, on my land block, my Wanoa land block, and Urupa there, and the same with Wirimu, his Urupa in Te on the other side in Kerikeri, straight to Te Marae in Waitangi with the 13 popos, and those 13 chiefs. I'm crossing out Tamati Wakanine because he's an English Pākehā paleface. Okay? It can't fool me or Moai because he knows the truth. He can see right through you and can't fool me. Okay? That's why I'm speaking for the Moai standing in London. That's my memorial to the Masons' titles. Okay? That memorial to every native country in the world and the native sovereign citizenship security of birth certificate in East Coast on my land block with Rapataka. The birth certificate in 1830 was done there on our Rangitukia primary school there. Okay? That's where the first birth certificates were done, and that's my legacy there, and to the Church of England there, St. Mary's Church in Tiki, and the St. Mary's Church in Edinburgh and England, and Auckland. Okay, the St. Mary's Church is my church, and the Church of England is my church, and Jack Liam is a church as well, with Jesus Christ. That's him, and not me. I stick to Atua up there, Ngāti Whā Atua. That's Mohi Manukau's Moriori African pyramid, title, Atua, up there. Okay, and the Moai is Atua too. Two Atuas in the rock with the spaceship. In the rock in Africa and the rock in East Island got the same spaceship to join the two higher intellects together, and I'm in the one East Island, and Mohi Manukau is the one in Africa, the black man, not Jesus, the black man Jesus. Okay, not the white man Jesus, because that's the crooked side. That's going to get the bill. 970 million trillion pound note against every corporate pirate thug in the world, including Greg Cook. Okay, he's got that bill on his head. He's got his name and his photo in there with Dion Jihab Walker there on top of his head on the latest 356 page writ warrant. Writ of execution, property control and prize possession arrest warrant. Okay, there, that's that. And I want to tell Wirimu, I keep my promise about him and what I'm going to do for him, as picked out amongst everybody there. And my daughter, Tracy, was Kingi Taurua's partner. She knows everything about everybody's whakapapa, which is good or bad. She knows which is which, who's who in the zoo. And the same with East Cape. She knows Kohere is not a real surname. It amounts to Banks, a legacy, a legacy of Morgan. The Morgan Banks, and that's what that name is covering up. No, you're not going to fool me because you're getting a bill. You're getting a bill and liable to be kicked off the land by Jack. He's the mortgage king and I'm his document man, and the legal documents matters. And that's what Jack is going to do. He's going to go into the council and put them 8-page writ warrant on their head, or search and seizure warrant that Trump has put together. And I'll put the words in there on our sealed documents. You'll see the seals. You'll see it's got a little square box. You are liable. You are liable. And the box at the bottom, next to the Freemasons compass, is that you are liable to a contract and pulled into the contract with the King and Queen of Westminster on our tidal turbine bridges. That's where Westminster are going to be, on each bridge right around the world, and Chinese are built. Okay, that's I'm making a contract already with the Chinese and Julia Chang with BSB Construction Company there for the high-rise buildings, and also the tidal turbine bridge. That's each bridge around the world is going to be a contra deal, and that's what I'm waiting for. But I want to get Willimu set up to lead out of all the taumata on Te Tii Marae and Waitangi Marae and all around the Ngāpuhi area. I've only picked him to be the chief of these documents, and with Jack Liam, his partner, in contract. He's in contract with Jack Liam, the Dutchman, and his authority to force or enforce jurisdiction, that 356-page jurisdiction on the government here, which has not responded. Ben Dalton, the CE, Chief Executive of the Waitangi National Trust, has not returned his jurisdiction or replied to me as a director of my company, Ngā Atua Ewa Aote Limited. He has not responded to the new Confederation of the United Tribes of New Zealand, and to represent Britain and the UK King William III of Orange and King William IV jurisdictions of connection to contract with us, makes Westminster default contract and liable to the 970 million trillion pound note on Starmer's head, and also on Chris Luxon's head, and all his 120 politicians. You'll see their photos in that book. It's colour, and they can't get their heads off there, and neither can Greg Cook. Is one of them. He's one of them. You're Greg Cook. You've got a bounty bail on your head of 1 trillion Moai pound notes. Okay, there, chip coin on your head. Okay, and you can't threaten me going up north, because I'll have the Ngāpuhis come down and get me to take me up, to make sure I get there on Waikare Marae, to make certain what I'm talking about in Kanoi to Kanoi, the face-to-face, not you hiding up on that hill, on that Pākehā's land. You know what, Greg? You've libelled them. They're going to push them off the land now, because where you got your office there and your taumata, Josh Here Order and Carleen Here Order, you're going to be mortgaged off the land. Okay, I'm telling you, I warned you. I warned everyone. Get on the wrong side of this federal government and you get the bill. You get the bill, seize all your property, your oysters, everything, and your father will be put into a nice home and everything cared for. Okay, that's my own aroa and my own tikanga to the Moai statue on East Island, and the Moai statue in Dunedin in the Otago Museum, locked up there with a hat on his head, the crown. There's the crown there, standing in London, without the crown on his head, and the Queen took it off and put her own metal crown on there. Well, the birth dirt crown is the one that's real in Dunedin, and also in New York, and in Paris, and in England and Chile and all over the place. It's everywhere. Singapore, everywhere. The Marae he's a sign of wealth and wellness. Okay? And you, a sword of death and destruction, blood and guts. That's all you are, Greg. You are saying it from your mouth, and I'm saying truth from my mouth to you and your mouth, and people can judge for themselves which way they want to go. I'm going with Musk. We're going out to space, and I'm telling you the fact of the matter because I've got him on my WhatsApp, and we're in private because he took me out of here and said, get out of there, get off Facebook, and so did Bondi. So did Pamela Bondi. Said to me, John, I'm going over here, come over here. And I'm waiting for Cash Patel, the FBI, because I'm with him on Facebook, but on Messenger, on a period constantly. They're in contact with me constantly. These are the top people right up there in that classroom, not a primer one in the bottom where Gregory is. He's a primer, he's a learner, he's a shortcutter, he's a usurper, he's a information thief, and he's a pirate on the high sea. Well, kick him in the high sea. That's where he belongs, on his tin boat. Let him go out in the tin boat, out in the rough, and stay there. Go back in the sea, Gregory, because that's where you came from, that's where you're going, because I'm saying so. From this angle as a land owner, with memorials to go with it, with the King's memorials and the Freemason certificate to go with my certificate, a mechanic A grade, and a mortgage lien, which is a mechanic's lien, on your head. Two on your head. You've already been second offender, third offender now, with your photo in the first place, when Andy Divine was there, running the courts, and then I took over the courts, and you're there again, with your face in there again. You are a repeat offender, a repeat woman abuser, and old man threatener. You threatened the Taumata in the tent. I was there when you went around brandishing the sword with Elizabeth's name on it, then told me, what can I do with it? I gave it to the other fella, the Pākehā fella, and you took it off him. You took it off him and left that Pākehā fella talking to me and saying, why, Patrick, that's his name, Patrick, and saying to me, John, you gave me that to put it in the cabinet because it's not supposed to be loose with a trigger-happy thug holding on to it and brandishing it with anybody that didn't listen to him. Yeah? I'm not going to listen to you, Greg, because your intelligence is low. It's low. You're still going to school as an apprentice and it's going to fail everywhere you go, just like your home guard fail. It failed because you've got no leadership, your mouth is too big, and the Ngāpuhi thinks has to do something about you. You can't stay there in front of me, running them down like that and running me down. I'm not afraid of you and your sword, Greg. I've got better things than that. I got peace up here. Right? The Atua up there. Ngāti Whā Atua, that's Mohi Manukau's Atua. That's mine too. Okay, we got two. Him in Africa and me in East Island. Okay, where's yours? Yours is at the bloody front of a gun. That's you. Muskets and guns and bloodshed. You're not going to win the war in the world like that. Okay? And I'm afraid to say this. Musk's partner is Trump. And Musk pulled away. He doesn't want nothing to do with bloodshed and bulldozing and like you, bully, bulldozer. That's what you are, Greg, like Trump. Bulldozer, both of you got the same brain. Bulldozer, he's a Scot, and shame on the Scots. Shame on the Scots for taking our admiralty of our kings, emperors, and turning it into real estate. Well, everybody in real estate that's on that corporate side of Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth II, and this nutcase, Gregory Cook, has got a 970 million trillion pound note debt to pay now, because that's in law. Law makes makes contract and contract makes law, and when you shut your mouth and say nothing, it's true. It becomes law, and then you've got that to blame yourself because Ngāpuhi, on your side, I always will go there and represent Ngāpuhi because of Kingi. I signed with Kingi, always sign my documents, and so did Wirimuki. The same as Kingi. They believe me, and so forth. Everybody else has to make their minds up whether it's true or false. And you make your mind up. If you want Greg for your leader, then I'll step aside because I'm going with Mas and Pamela Bondi, and we're going places up there. And to take the whole sky, mortgage the sky now, with Jack Liam. I'll mortgage the sky in his studio, and next Wednesday I'll have another court hearing in the radio station, and that becomes law, me and Jack making, okay? It's real, people, until you can't answer. That means you are guilty and can't be innocent. Impossible to be innocent in front of Jack and his Jesus Christ. Well, I've got Atua, not Jesus Christ, because I never had Jesus Christ in the first place. I only had talk straight up. No church, no steeple, no nothing. Straight up. Okay, just like the black African. Straight up. And no feathers around it. Okay, no feathers, no carving, no nothing. Just straight up. Flat face, clean face, and your image on your face is plain, and no enemy intimidation. Okay, so I'm afraid that the tattoos on the face might put Chinese off because they don't have that. They are the biggest followers of the Church of England, and they stick by clean face and no aggression, although they've got bad ways like everybody has. They are nice people in business and clean. No, they're not causing the war. It's the American madman, just like you, Greg. Madman really want to fight because you know why? You're losing the battle. He who loses the battle like you loses the war. Okay? He who leaves the battlefield like you hung up on me on the phone loses the battle by default. Right? And you're saying to me, you can't come up over the Bombay Hill and come north because you'll bury me and my head off. That's you. And Ngāpuhi talking. I'm saying that in front of the whole world, watching, especially Canada, those native Indians there, like Clarence Moy and Harvey Kanemato. They've been with Harvey for years and pushing the flag over there, King William IV, until Jack came along and thought, there's the key, the Jack. Here's the mortgage because he's King William III of Orange. And that did the trick. The mortgage went with the flag. And Gregory got no mortgage. You're mortgagor. And Jack is the mortgagee, and I'm the bank of the Moai. Powerhouse Bank. The powerhouse, the pyramid is a little power. It's only small power. But the big molten metal, the molten rock, that's the engine I'm doing. That one with molten rock. If anybody's hiding under in the deep dark state in the earth, guess what? The spaceship of Moai will melt the rock and you inside it. The steel and all, and your skeleton will come out all cooked up in steel. Okay, that's the problem with you people. You don't know higher intellect power. And that's where I'm reaching to the impossible intellect of something higher than you. Gregory Cook, you're still holding a musket in your hand and a knife. That's all your power is, a knife to kill a bloody crab with a knife and make it squeal. You are useless to do that, to show everybody this is what you'll do to somebody. Cut them up like that. How horrible for Ngāpuhi to have that image of your tribe from a white man, a pale-faced white man that came here with a flag, dropped it in the ground and said, the land belongs to the king, not a cook. You see, and then him and Dehop goes and pinches the chair of Judge Rogan. This is I'm holding you to it, Jihad. You might be good with music, but you can't woo me with music, mate, because for me, I've got plenty of music that's got the right frequency, right? Right frequency. Your frequency is upsetting people, and its frequency is rat, and real, not not peaceful. Okay, that's it. It makes people go mad. That type of music makes people go mad because they just drink, smoke weed, and listen to that. Okay, not me. It's not me. I don't listen to that. That's your culture. Okay, that's your culture. But your Walker name is Mr. Tamati Wakanene. Hey, Miss Nanny Woman Walker. Yeah, I'm telling you straight to your face. You and Gregory and Carla stuck something together, and the heady orders stuck something together to screw me. You screwed me. That's why your photo's in there. You'll never get it off, and your Maori land title is going to disappear because the government's putting it in district court where Jack used to pick it up and put it back where it belonged, back with the old British under a new British title of Moai, Crown. Okay, because the Muslims over there running Westminster and not the original English. Okay, and for Andy, all your people are in a mess, Andy, because you're looking after the Greeks that stuffed their language up and altered their Hebrew language and Bible and put a white Jesus instead of a black Jesus, and that's where that's gone wrong. You're over there with our flag. Well, anybody using that flag now is going to get a bill. You got a bill. Everybody. 8 billion of you in the world, minus 8 of us who signed, including Wiremu, is one of the signatories to the sovereigns of King William III of Orange, and Jack hasn't signed yet because him and Jenny, poor Manuka, is Manoa is with Jack. She's Dutch as well, so she's one of us. But for Simon and Jeff, they're Englishmen under the Church of England. I support them, but they've got a lot to learn. That the Church of England, they're right, but they're saying their sovereignty and their kids stolen is the problem. The kids are stolen by the tamariki or tamaraki, and they want their kid back, and they want their sovereignty back. Well, I'm sorry to say I told them, your sovereignty is compromised by the Crown in Wellington, not the Crown in Britain. The Crown in Wellington has got your sovereign value. They've got your value of 1 million each. Your baby is worth 1 million US dollars, and you can't get it because they won't give it back to you. They won't give you the original copy of the birth certificate. They are the trustee. Okay, the Crown probate is the trustee, and you're the beneficiary of your trust. And we've got a Marae Crown King William III Trust as a creditor. Okay, as the creditor trustee versus any other trustee here, and bankrupt them. We're going to bankrupt them with Jack, Liam, and Jenny, and also with Jeff and Simon. I'm afraid to say they are Church of England, which I support, and but I don't like their frustration of protesting against the government when they've got Jack with the key to unlock all that bad stuff going on in the government. And it's not worth fighting with the council. Give them a debt bill and let's go and cash their heads in and start making some money out of it and live off that and make your own life and your own money back. That's what I'm putting you, the money back in your hands, which you had in the first place. The £2 note, patented pound note to make the other pound note disappear. Okay, I'm going to bankrupt the Bank of England because it was the £1 note, bankrupt the US dollar because that's fake fiat money, that's corrupted, tainted, and comes out of the fake tainted £1 note of Rothschild banks, and bankrupt them all. 970 million trillion pound note. And 8 billion people, minus 10 now with Jack and Jenny, and 4 of them, that's 12. 12 of us that are in this system of native sovereign jurisdiction that Jack's holding on to. He'll understand it. It takes a little 50 years to whittle down to 1 week for him to read it. He hasn't read the whole thing yet. When he does, he'll know where we're coming from as that much power of the flag. Okay? The flag's in the wrong hands with Gregory Cook holding on to it. Take it off him, Williamu, and all the rest of the chiefs up there. I'll back you up. I'll do all your legals. They're all set to go. And all I have to do is dish this money up. I'm going to cash their heads in. All those turkeys that came out of the sea and come on the land, up the streams as well, up the rivers, the Waitangi stream, the river, they've gone and put crown titles on both sides and sold it all off. All that is now seized with Jack. Okay, Jack to the rescue, Jack and the beanstalk. Okay, so there, I just wanted to say to Ngāpui, I want to come up voluntary to Waikare Marae in Kawakawa, and I'll explain it kanohi te kanohi. I was going to do it with Williamu on Zoom, but it's better if I come up there. I don't like driving up there, it's too far for me, and it costs a lot of money to travel around, and I'm on my pension, and I'm trying to get the money back off Eddie Mitchell. That's 17 trillion that belongs to everybody in the country here, and also 257 countries in the world. I'm going to each country with this. Once we get this back into Maori, they'll come to see Maori here, so we'll just claim the Maori name back from the government in Wellington, lock them up, chuck the key away, and take over. The robot can take over their government and do away with them because they are not useful anymore. They're only there for their own pocket, their own selfish needs, just like Eddie Mitchell. He was there only for his Mitchell Family Trust, bankrupted, and Greg and Jack is going to go there and put the sheriffs to go around and pick him up. And lock him up, lock Alfred up. Too bad, Alfred. Yes, your day is over. And lock up Carla White for taking Te Marae, mana of the Marae, and the memorial to the Waitangi National Trust Corporation. That's a private offshore company. And the company of Syndicaro's Crown Sovereign of New Zealand is humbug. It is humbug, and she's got her own flag gazetted, a blue flag with a crown on her head. That's not real. It's not real. We've got the Maui crown on his head in Dunedin, Otago Museum. That's my crown there, the Maui crown, King William III Trust, versus her trust up in Waitangi. We'll demolish that, take the land back, give it back to Williamu and his people, and also I'm sparing Ngāti Kawa for listening to Williamu. He will be there in charge of Waitangi Marae with their budget that I'm going to flick over to Williamu. Well, the elder comes first, and Ngāti Kawa will have his chance to take over after that, or if the ones who have the knowledge will succeed, really, not the one who is older, but the one that's younger. If he's up to the status of intelligence, then he will take the place of an elder, because all the elders are dying off, and somebody has to take his place. And so that's your call, not mine. I'm just saying Williamu has got sufficient evidence from me. He can get anything from me any minute of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year on the robot. I'm getting a robot done and put all the information in his head, and well, William just need to ring me on the mobile and I'll give him the answer straight away. And like I'm saying to him, Porohui in Waikare Marae, and I'll come up with my team, and let's sit down with Brian, workman, and he's in Omanaya, up there in Kaikohe, a very good man that's health-wise that looks after people, and very good communicator, and gets on well with the people, gets on well with any culture and is neutral on everything. Same as Rabataka and his approach to people, but Gregory put him down. He said, your bishop, that bishop he calls it, that bishop, he is arrogant, he's got no tikanga, Gregory Cook, and he put Pare down, put me down, and put Rabata down because he can't get his way and make people force them into a corner and trying to make me force to his legs and say to get Katipa and what's her name out, Miracle, off our panel. That's my call because I was going to let him have a job, but now he's gone and stuffed it up and got mixed up in the law. Well, Brian has taken over his job to look after the flag. Brian put our flag up and Brian signed the flag with Wirimu, and Brian is in the federal government of England that's there in this country as the federal government of New Zealand. It's the federal government that's supposed to be in England, just the same as Canada federal government with the state government and federal government of Australia, their government, state government, plus the federal government is the King's government, King's law, common law, and now this federal government of New Zealand is the missing federal government of England, or Britain, actually I should say. So there, that's what I'm saying. Those federal governments are in the sea of Admiralty, out there, Admiralty in the sea. We are Admiralty with the flag of King William IV on dry land. The only King's flag in the world that's on dry land and not at sea. But we can go at sea, in the sky, under the land, under the earth, and in space. And that flag got free passage to go everywhere without getting permission to go into port. Doesn't have to stand out and wait. It just goes straight in. That's us with our flag, our King William IV flag. And Gregory Cook has no right to be a Cook surname as a chief of New Zealand, Aotea Waka. He hasn't got any tikanga that can make him a chief, Tamati Wakanene, because you've got to be identified as alien or foe under the Trump administration and executive orders. You are to have a DNA test to see where you come from and how much sovereignty you've got, and if you're a illegal alien here. And when Gregory is tested, he's more English than Scottish or Irish, and to be claiming the Irish corporation, 8-point star of Jack Leon, or he hasn't got the Scottish right, the RITE, to the transfer of land that Mohi Manukau's got, and me, his successor to his legacy of Freemasonry, and Mohi's Scottish links to all native titles in the world, and that's what I'm holding as well. I'm holding both ends of the fire stick that Greg has got a bayonet, a sword that's got blood on it. You've got blood on your hands, Greg Cook. You're responsible for all the deaths that the Muslims are causing, and you're one of them, talking just like them. I'll cut your head off and bury you. That's all you want to do. That's all you want to do. And that's what you tried to do with Oriana up there in her car. Got a hitman to flick her off the road. And that's what you're saying in your video, my video of your recording. You're saying just like that, I will get rid of whoever. You see, and she was one of them because she knew too much about tikanga. And you know nothing about tikanga. No consideration for respect of elders. You run them down, you run her down, because she's been with me for a long few years, and we've been together on that marae all the time. And nice woman that you don't like her. You like the little one, that Amy, that sleeps in bed with you and Carla. Karlene, Hiruora, 2 women and 1 man. That's your brain. You are a dirty man in front of Ngāpuhi to lead other young people down the same path as Satan and devil. You calling yourself a devil, that's what you're saying in your recording. I am the devil. I will treat you like I want. I can do what I want. Well, Ngāpuhi, you better lock him up, because I'm telling the police, lock him away, because he's going to cut my head off and put me under the ground. I don't want that. I didn't look for that when I went to do my research. He's done his research in 20 years, and that's what he come up with? Death. Well, that's all he can think of. You know what? When losers start losing, they get dirty. They get dirty and pull a fast one on you. Well, you're at home in your land over there. You're going to lose it, because they don't care. I think they don't care who you are. It's just what's coming out of your mouth. That's what they care, what you say on their behalf. Okay, so there, that's what I'm saying. I'm there for Pare. She's Tuhoi, and sorry to say, Tamaichi's from there too, but he's an Australian. He's like a prison convict that says, I know the reo. So long as he knows the reo, the Te Papa funds him, and he's painting, and he's art. So he goes and paints all over a flag. Try and do that to a Japanese flag or a Chinese or American flag, Tamaichi, and see how far you get. So why do it to a flag that got you on the land in the first place? Huh? That's my flag, mate. You're painting all over. That's what I didn't like there. When I looked onto the Marae, I said, this shouldn't have happened in my time while I'm alive. This is not happening. It's just a show. It's just an illusion that somebody is mischief to go and make something that looks real but is not real. Everything they do is an illusion. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Your people are being middled out of their land, now poisoned by Cindy Kiro and Ngāti Hine. They were the ones in Whangarei with the COVID-19 office and the jurisdiction to sign the death warrant of every hapu and iwi to kill as many people as they can. And so we're going to kill you all with the law. The law that got you on the land gets you off the land, because we don't want poisons. We don't want chemtrails. I said to Jack, anybody that's the CEO of chemtrails, anybody that's the CEO of genetic modification of food, anybody that's poisoning the water with chlorine, get their names, give them that warrant, and we'll build them, then take them out. Okay? We'll take them out, get the police to come and arrest them. Okay? Because you've got a right, you've got the jurisdiction, you've got the book now. I left you with the book, the jurisdiction signed by us, the Federal Republic Government of New Zealand, authority as if we're in London, but that place is a mess now, because the people of Britain and England, they went and let the Muslims come in. Okay, they did nothing. Now they want to do everything to get them off. What's the use of putting them on in the first place? Because they really thought that was being a good thing. It was going to be a good thing. Well, they're there now killing your people. Yeah, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. And that's mistake. It's a big mistake. And I don't like mistakes. A good mechanic does not like mistakes or broken parts. You're a broken part. And Gregory is a broken part. His engine is had it. Okay, its rings are busted, its big ends have flown off, and that's why it's running with clackety-clack, clickety-click, and rat-a-tat. Rat music. Rat music. That's what's making its big ends fly apart. With Ngāpuhi, all the good people, he's taking down. The ship goes down with him, and he's taking everybody down with his ship. You see, that's what happens. One man is stupid. One man makes a mistake for all your tribe. One man. Right? I didn't make a mistake in my tribe while I'm going. I didn't make a mistake while my kids are gone. They got their own fucking brain. They got their brain. I got mine. I look after mine. I'll get as much done when I was a mechanic. like I am now, being a mechanic to fix this problem of the world, and you, Gregory, are a big problem. Right? You're like clackety-clack big ends gone. Okay? Your boat is sinking fast, and the faster it sinks, the better, because you can swim back to England. Okay? That's all I can say. Now, Pui, do something, because he's gone and libelled you all, the whole lot of you. Okay, until you sign into Jack's new world order. That frees everybody from the Satan, devil. Gregory says he is a devil. Well, you know what we do with the devil? Give him a hiding. Now give him a hiding. Like I got a strap on the house at Whakatane High School while I'm here. I'm looking for the fellow that strapped my ass, so I can go and strap his ass. Right? I'm over here in Whakatane. It just brings back memories being over here, because I went to high school here and played against the big boys. The best hooker down the East Coast, best hooker. All I heard on the sideline was, kill him, get him, break his leg. The same as what Gregory Cooks is doing. Kill him, break his leg, put him under the ground, cut his head off. You know, they're same thing. It's the same thing. It's unfortunate that I've been told by other people on Facebook, why don't you just go and do what you want to do? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say my goodbyes and go with Jason Hogarth and all those parties down there that don't have these troubles. It's only up here in the north. The Maoris and the Pākehās. Eh? They don't talk like that down there. There's very few of them. They get on with each other. You know, there's a bigger world there looking at stupid people making mistakes. Gregory, you're making mistakes. I never make mistakes, man. Not a good mechanic making mistakes. You're the one making mistakes because you don't know anything. You're picking up information in a book and trying to claim it. Now, the people know you just picked it up and ran with it to see if you can get away with it. Now, you're not going to get away with it, Greg, because people are looking at you, how idiot you are, making mistakes. The first mistake you made is to treat people wrong. That was, you were trying to train. I'm training people up here, and they're all right. They're all right. Everything I say is all right. Otherwise, it's nothing wrong with it. You, everything you say, fucking is all wrong. It's all wrong. It's going negative. I'm not negative, I'm positive. Just like the earth is spinning around, positive and negative. You got to have both of them to make it go properly. You got to know balance to make sure the left is the right, is the same. And the government here, left and right, they're always bouncing from one to the other. They're both the same. Have it. Right? Wrong jurisdiction, wrong law, and that's why it's chaos. Your chaos, Gregory Cook, and I don't like seeing Ngāpuhi in front of an idiot. They're better than that. Ngāpuhi's better than that. The world's moved on now, and Ngāpuhi's got to keep up with the world. And Gregory is still fighting in the past. And just like Trump, fighting in the past. They just keep spinning it over and over. The Parliament keeps it spinning. The only thing is they'll kick the Parliament, put the robot in. That's why I say the robots will do a less mistake job. And that's what I got Romeo and Juliet for, to replace people who make mistakes. Okay, they can work in the dark. They don't need to go to the toilet. They don't need to feed. They don't need to listen to dirty, stupid talk. And lesbians and things like that, transvestites and stupid people that turn themselves into a man, into a woman, and then make themselves suicide and go stupid and mental and go in a mental home and get drugged up. All those sort of things is gone. There's no more of that anymore. No more space for that. The kids don't need to learn that. I want to teach the kids. I've got kids. They're to replace my kids because my kids are grown now and my kids are small. Right? I'm helping them with my pension because that's how I am. I'd rather look after someone who knows nothing than someone who knows too much or think they do. You see, I'm looking after Filipino children and a poor mother. Okay, she's half my age, but who cares? She's just like Levitt, eh? Just like Caroline Levitt. She's half the age of her husband, and they got a son. See, no different to me and my partner, because I'm with her. I can be with anybody I want, but I just like being with people who look after me. See, I don't be like you, Greg. Find someone look little pretty and think, oh, she's nice, I'm going to get her. You know, I'll fuck the both of them and make a baby to both of them so I can keep King Edward the bastard, keep the inbreds going. I'll just keep the inbreds going so that we keep our culture going of screwing anything inside. We come here to screw your married people and then take their offsprings and make them stupid. Put them in mental home so that I can get gone. You see, that's you, Greg. That's you. What do you come here for? You come here to do exactly that. Create chaos, unrest, civil unrest, and propaganda. Yeah, I'm just saying that out aloud before I go with Trump. Not Trump, I won't never go with Trump. I'm going with Elon Musk and Pamela Bondi. You see, I'm already with them and a few other ones too. You see, I'm going with Ivanka Trump. She's my friend. She messaged me, I messaged her, and that's Trump, but not him. I don't like him taking Israel, the rest of Palestine over. You know what I want to do? Get Palestine back on that land. He killed the kids, killed the mothers, killed everybody inside, and he wants to cleanse them right out. It's not your land, Trump. It's not your land. God didn't give it to Israel. The 13 tribes or whatever you're thinking. It's not true. You're using admiralty to make your money, and I'm using admiralty to take it all off you. Because you are fraudulent with Queen Elizabeth II, and you are fraudulent with Queen Victoria, and the woman fucked up everything in the world. Okay, so you get the bill. You get the bill, Donald Trump, but not Musk. I'm sparing him on the mortgage in the sky, but I'm mortgaging you from the sky, and Putin might just get away with it, and Xi Jinping of China, he'll have the right to skies too. You see, that's just talking from a king that got you on the land in the first place, right? And made the money, the good money, but your money is crooked. Your $1 and your US dollar and your crypto is crooked. It is illegal and money laundering. That's all you are. Thieves, pirates on the high sea of Admiralty, and we are the Admiralty on a dry land. Okay, we don't need a court. We got a court anywhere I am. I'll have a court hearing next Wednesday in the radio station to do just what I want to do there with Jack. Okay, it's me and him, the two superpowers in the whole world. There, right? Him and his king, and me with the African Moai Manukau's pyramid and that generator, and me, the earth with the melting lava and the generator of the world and the makeup of it, making power for the whole planet and the sun and all the stars in the sky. Okay, there. I've got that invention to make yet. In fact, the spaceship I'm doing will lift the Titanic off the ground in the seabed and bring it out, put it on dry land, because of the amount of force it can lift. If not enough, we'll put another spaceship and make it 5 to pull it up. The whole bloody lot. Okay, you can't do that. And Pam likes the idea because it's silent travel and vehicles will cost nothing to run around on a vehicle with this engine in. Okay, it's limitless because it's running off the earth battery. Motor, generator, DC. Amps is a secret, not volts in the pyramid, that's volts, and frequencies, volts, but amps. is melting rock and everything under the ground. That's bunkers and all the underground deep dark state in their bunkers hiding away. The whole ground will melt. Okay, with this spaceship. One spaceship will melt the whole lot of the tanks along the desert. It'll melt the whole lot into lava. The ground and all will sink with them as magma. Okay, molten rock and steel. Even a high-rise building will melt the whole lot. It'll just crumple and go into lava. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, that's the Moai's power of God, Atua. But he runs the world. He makes the mountains, make the carbon that makes the balance of the atmosphere, and the gases cancel each other out, or a balance of nature. And man is trying to be God, is buggering up the world and its frequencies and its operation. Well, I'm there to make sure it gets fixed up and stop all the alienation of God's planet. Okay, that's what I'm there for. To fix it up, I'll show you just how powerful this engine is to melt anything under the ground and to lava. Okay, is that enough for you? You believe me or not? You don't have to. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway with Musk because I want him to learn fast this way. I don't need rockets to get to Mars. I'll get there before he does. Right? I'll get there in half an hour. How's that? How's that? If I say that, I have to stick to it. I'll tell him, well, you might take 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 2 years to get there. I know how to get there fast. Okay, you haven't worked that one. The black African knows. They know. They made frequency engines, and that's a piece of cake. That's just little. That's only little. Wait till you get to molten rock. How do you melt rock? You can melt steel, but how do you melt rock? With what? Amps. That's what. High amps. See, who's going to make the high amps? How? How are you going to make high amps? Your engine will melt before you make it. Anyway, that's enough. I just think that I want to talk to Widimu. I'll tell him I'll put a video up to come up there. I don't like going up there. I don't like driving up there. It's boring. I'm going to fly as soon as I get some money. I could have got the money long ago, but I'm not in a hurry to get it. Plenty of time. I just need to get the title sorted out first. Get the title sorted out first, then the money will come. Okay, that's what Mohi Manukau said. John, get the title sorted first. Okay, Mohi Manukau, he's up here watching me. He says, oh, I'll just get that sorted first. See who's who, and then you can carry on. Okay, you can carry on. Yep, okay. Okay, Mohi, that's all right. You know, I don't have to pray because you're praying for me. I get somebody else to pray for me. And what a waste of karakias that Greg and all the rest of them having. Or Josh here or where's your karakia going? Where's it going? What for? To get more weapons? To get some sharp blades? To chop some people's heads off? Is that your philosophy and your karakia? Oh, please God, give me some more knives. I need some more knives and muskets. I need some gunpowder. You know, that's what you're praying for. That's what I can think of. Or I need some more food. Please give me some because it's not enough in the pension. No, I think it's not enough. My dolly's not enough. God, can I have some more? And I'm saying to Jack, oh, Jack, why don't you ask Jesus for a loan for me so I can print some money, some pound notes? Why don't you do that and then I can pay you back? See, you just ask Jesus for a little bit of money. Just to pay. You can pay for the printing and then I'll give you the money out of the printing pound note. Okay, is that a good deal? I think that sounds all right to me. And I say, I don't know yet. I can do something, but I'm trying to do one thing at a time. Do a good job of one thing or do a bad job of too many things. Right? One thing at a time, Jack. Just one thing at a time. Fix the land, fix the chief. Who's the chief? Who's the mischief? Then go and get the money. You see? Get the land, get that sorted. Who's who on the zoo? Then go and get the money. And that all. Don't get the money first, then get the land. No, get the land first. see whose land it is, how to get there, where to get the money from, where they're going to get the money from when it dries up, and when the crypto comes out, what then? Hmm? Who are they going to go and look for money? Don't come to us. I'm not going to give nothing to anybody because they don't believe me. And my brother, he won't get nothing because he called me full of shit. Yeah, so he gets, that's what he gets, full of shit. That's what he gets, bucket full of that. And tell what happened to that. Tell my brother what I said. Huh? Or he might be watching because Jasmine's a friend of mine, but don't talk to me. They don't talk to me anymore because they said you're on their own. I said, oh, I'm on my own. I'm always on my own. They said, we're not looking after you anymore. We were getting a home for you in Gisborne from the old people's home, and they said, oh no, you don't qualify. So now I have to go and look for a home. I found a home down south. Jason's got a home for me in a beautiful place, and even just a little bit in the paddock. I'll just give me a little patch and put it in the paddock. That'll do. As long as I've got enough room to sit down and have an office and Musk's laptop, Tesla laptop and Tesla phone, I'll be right. Yeah, no problem. That's all. And a good Wi-Fi. And in the middle of the paddock by the sea, so I can jump in the water, get some crayfish. Yeah, see, that's what I'm dreaming of. I'm going down there because it's better than listening to Greg and his bullshit coming out of his mouth. Okay, so anyway, William, give me a call, or anybody up there that's a chief, a real chief, not a mischief like Greg Cook, or any mischief Pākehā, then I'll come up. Might be my last time I'll come up there because I'm going to drive south. I can drive down there with my car. I'll get a big trailer hired because Winds will help me to get there because they said, when you're ready, we'll help you to get there. I said, yep, I can drive. I just need a big trailer and put my things in the back and off I go. I don't take the boat because the boat is not good. The boat I'll take to the airport. I can use the airport. That's all right. As long as we go to the airport and Jason might give me a boat and put the airport so I can get some kennels. Okay, so there. I got it all sorted. I know where I want to go. I don't need to go somewhere where there's chaos. No more chaos. I'll leave the chaos behind. I'll see my best I can do to fix the chaos. And then off I go. No more shouting and screaming because you can't shout on them because you'll infect the birds and the bees and everything that's calm down there. They don't like shouting because it goes across the bay and the sounds and amplifies and deafens the bird's ears. Okay, so there. That's me. Looking at Greg, naughty boy, and Prima One, and still trying to grow up, and still being a crybaby. Okay, all right. See you later. It's 1 hour 13 minutes on the video, and that's going straight out live on YouTube, and I don't have to go and put it on the video. Oh no, this is this live or this is on the camera? It's on the camera, so I'll put it on the camera to YouTube now that I've finished and one didn't cut out. Okay, I'll catch you later. This is going to be uploaded now. Bye for now. Have a nice day.